Dan's character stopped him.
Really?
I think I killed a few people not intending to kill them, just because I just throw shit across the room.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of different. Now, on the other hand, when we played our Mutants and Masterminds high school campaign, I think I might be the only character that actually killed people. I played the character that I may have been playing the only character that killed people.
You kept trying to teleport people into space.
That tends to do that. Yes.
Did it? I was sorry. I was referring specifically to the submarine that I blew up. But
And that, again, is, I think, an accident.
Yeah, but wasn't one of the missions to save
Was it,
those
Mike?
doctors and I went in and killed them all? Or killed a couple of them?
I don't remember that.
that's a casualties of war.
But yeah, anyhow,
But-
superheroes
collateral
are
damage.
merciful
Right.
in general.
Now, to do yet another setting shift, put that into World of Darkness.
Okay, good.
If you're a werewolf and you stumble across a vampire, it's pretty much your job to kill that guy, the vampire.
That's true.
Well, that's setting specific.
But it is, but taken away from your vampire versus werewolf, but just put it in vampire society. You need permission to kill another vampire.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You got to go to the prince and,
There's a twisted sense. I was trying to think of an example, but there's a twisted sense people will murder and call it mercy.
A mercy
You know what I'm
killing,
saying?
A mercy kill?
like
Angels of death?
I'm not saying someone who's like almost dead, on the
Putting
last
them out of
breath.
their misery.
I'm saying
Oh.
I'm
Like
killing you for
extreme
your own
racism.
good.
Spartans throwing babies onto rocks and whatnot.
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
What? Are you talking about like in Last of the Mohicans when he turns around and shoots the British officer while he's being tortured by the Mohawks?
He was on fire.
Maybe
as I
something
recall.
like that. Maybe.
Well, yeah,
where-
that putting them out of their misery. That would be giving them a merciful death, giving someone a clean death as opposed to starving to death.
yeah.
Like, in Eric the Viking, when the ship's sinking and they turn their swords on each other rather than drowning to death.
Right.
They didn't.
Right.
Get,
I thought you
not
meant
able to do
like
that.
warped thinking, like,
Well-
oh, you are the scum of the earth,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm
I'm
killing
thinking it's
you.
closer to what Mark was saying with the Spartans. I mean, you're killing a perfectly healthy person who's not under any duress, but you're killing them because
They don't.
they're undesirable somehow.
Right.
And it's mercy.
Yeah, they've got blue eyes instead of brown eyes, so they must be tossed off the cliff.
Right.
Or letting a female child float away,
Right.
and save the male child.
I mean, is that
you know?
chaotic evil or is that lawful evil?
I mean, that's a warped sense of.
Sounds evil to me.
Well, it sounds evil to us. It's just the way things
No, I
work
know
over
that's
there.
that's a cultural thing. I understand that.
Oh, it's like when they used to take the Eskimos. They'd put them out on the ice cap.
elderly
and they-
Eskimos.
Yeah, and they just let them float
actually,
away.
Actually,
Right.
the elderly usually do that on their own. They don't,
Well,
They chose to.
they seriously they do.
Well,
they
not
choose to do that.
not
So they're
wanting
not
to
part
be
of their family.
not wanting to be a burden to their family.
Yeah.
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 You're not dragging grandma out onto an iceberg and kicking her loose.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have any
going,
kids to
Grandma.
be a burden to, so
Time to
eventually
go.
I'm probably gonna have to take myself out, or be immortal. One of the two.
There is another instance of kind of like in the vein of the paladin, the Jedi don't try to kill unless they absolutely have to.
Yeah. See,
They're weak.
here's where I'm confused. Then, episode 3.
Oh, here we go.
Mannequin is on the robot thing, and he's floating in the lava.
Right.
Obi-Wan is up on the rock, and he's saying, "I've got the high ground. Don't jump at me because it's a really dumb idea, and I'll kill you." And Obi-Wan chops off his remaining 3 limbs, and he lands on the ground, and he rolls down the hill, and Obi-Wan basically just watches him get immolated, and then walks away.
That's the rule of Batman. I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you.
I don't think that's in the Jedi Code. Batman, sure. But they, as Dave recently pointed out to me, Batman doesn't kill people, but he does put a lot of them to sleep.
He does permanently.
He sends them to a farm.
He does maim a lot of people.
Yeah, so would mercy be maiming then? I mean,
Well, I mean,
I won't kill
what's
you, but
I'm not going to take your life, but what's more merciful? Batman doesn't take somebody's life, but he'll put them in a wheelchair for the rest of their lives.
Well, as they say, the punishment fits the crime. And
Right.
Batman's a vigilante. And I think Batman not killing people is a pretty good step down for a vigilante. I mean,
Right.
if you're thinking Charles Bronson Death Wish.
I'm thinking
Right.
Punisher.
Right, exactly. They try to think of the most effed up ways to kill people. And not just kill people, inflict pain before they kill people.
Yeah,
Batman
absolutely.
inflicts pain and doesn't kill anybody.
It makes him weak.
I don't think it makes him weak
Batman's
at
a
all.
puss.
But then they all get sent
You
off to
shut your
Arkham to
mouth.
be rehabilitated.
Do what?
Then they all get sent off to Arkham to be rehabilitated.
Yeah, because that's exactly
And
where
none
you
of
want to
the-
send people to be
Yeah,
rehabilitated.
escape every 4 months.
There is a theory in criminal justice that some people cannot be rehabilitated.
Those are your sociopaths.
Sex offenders cannot be rehabilitated. They will always reoffend. Guaranteed. 100%. It will happen again.
Because there's just their wiring is so screwed up.
And that doesn't work either, Mike. I saw what you
Mercy.
did. Oh, Mercy. I thought you were doing the clip.
Oh, the clip.
That doesn't work either.
That's because it's all in their brain. It's not in their
that's
nads.
a mercy
Right,
kill.
There are some people that just cannot be fixed, and I know that it's a problem that this country faces as far as all the people that we lock away, and it's a huge. And that's a totally different topic, but
Job
Right.
security.
that's part of and that's part of the problem too, right here. So anyway,
I'm not a counselor.
Part of the problem.
I'm not paid to be a counselor.
He just stands on the street corner offering advice.
but it's become a business, and that's why it's a problem. There's money to be
Yes.
made. That's why it's still
Those private
Right.
prisons, man.
right.
Oh, they're terrible.
Oh,
So, but that's part of mercy. Mercy is we will put you in jail instead of 150 years ago, things you go to jail for today would have been something you would have been hung for.
Yeah.
So
things that would be a ticket today, you would have been hung for.
probably, I think more often than not, mercy isn't something that comes up in most games that you play.
No.
I think if you're being merciful at low levels, you are screwing yourself. That character or whoever it is that you're letting loose will come back to haunt you.
Well, it's because it's not like a movie where you let the guy go, and then at the end of the movie, that guy, unless you're talking about Saving Private Ryan, at the end of that movie, all of a sudden, the guy you let go has the chance to let you go or let you off the hook or whatnot.
That's one trend that I've noticed in movies where the writers, directors, producers, whatever, try to get around the whole question by you get to the end of the movie. You have the big knockdown drag out. The example I'm thinking of right now is Gary Busey and Mel Gibson at the end of Lethal Weapon 1.
Okay.
They beat the crap out of each other for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they try to arrest Gary Busey.
Great fight scene, by the way.
It is a good fight scene. So Danny Glover, Mel Gibson start hobbling off, and they leave the two uniformed jerk-offs to capture Gary Busey, who, of course, snacks one of the guys' guns, and then Riggs and Murtaugh have to kill him. So they
without killing anybody else.
right.
nearby.
And they've gotten around the whole moral quandary. We tried to capture him.
Sure.
Didn't work out, so we killed him.
Right.
Right.
And I'm fine with that in a storytelling sense.
In a storytelling sense.
But that's not how it happens in role-playing games.
No.
It
More
could.
But
Oh, it could.
More often than not, we've won and captured, or somebody's surrendered, or we've knocked the said bad guy out. We've got him tied up. They're at our mercy. And what do we do with him now?
Kill
I
him.
don't know. That's 150 pounds of crap we got to carry. How about we just cut his throat and leave him here?
Yeah. Or
Well, that's if we're playing with
Nickname
the
him
camera.
dinner.
or we defile his body and stuff him and make him a fixture in a bar.
Yeah, a lot of these moral quandaries have a great deal of whether or not Eric is running the game or playing the game.
I'm still laughing because I think what Eric said actually happened one
Yes,
time.
it did.
I
Yeah,
don't
oh,
doubt
yeah.
it for a second.
And you can imagine what happened. The stuffed guy disappeared and came back to haunt him.
Somebody brought him back to life.
Right.
Yes.
Now, I had this happen a long time ago, probably in high school. It was Mike and I playing one-on-one. I had a bad guy that would not leave me alone. Was constantly messing with me, bothering
That's what
me.
you call a nemesis.
And what did I do with him though, Mike?
Which one are you
There's
talking about?
There's a couple instances here. In one instance, I had the person disintegrated, the ashes or whatever that remained of him. I put in a canister.
Right.
Went out to sea
extreme-
and dropped it in the deepest part of the ocean.
Yes.
Which what I should have done was just spread the ashes all over the water. That would have been better.
Right.
But and then another time, it was this bad guy that was constantly a pain in my ass, and I took him out in such a way that I'd become high enough level that I could pretty well manhandle him and do what I wanted to. But it didn't occur to me that was what I was doing until it was too late. And then
You crossed the line.
I crossed the line. I blinded him with
You
both
were-
eyes, one at a time.
You were Superman and you just didn't hold back. is what you're
Exactly.
saying.
And
Right.
he's laying there dying in my arms, and I realized that I had crossed the line, that I was no better than he was.
Did you cry?
Did Jason cry? No. Did Valcon? Maybe. Probably.
Who is this Falcon you speak of?
Greatest character
You've never
ever.
mentioned him before. Flip the perspective, okay? What would piss you off more? A bad guy who killed your character or a bad guy who keeps defeating you and letting you go?
Kills me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks, Eric. Let's give Mike some ideas.
Just gave Mike.
I have defeated you, and I will let you go so I can defeat you again in the future. and you know it will happen.
See, at that point, then you start plotting that character's death. You know, how can I kill him?
Right. You're trying to get you give him his comeuppance.
Right.
Right.
No,
And
then you cross over into murder.
I'd flip the script on him, and I'd work for him.
As a game master, those are the moments that I love. Is when a player has a direction for their character, and then I place a quandary in front of them. Now, are they going to betray who they develop their character into and do something that's completely off character, or are they going to stay in character and possibly screw themselves over? You know, those are the kinds of things that I enjoy as a game master, because I like putting those nuggets in there and make you go, I really want to kill this guy, but I'm a good guy.
If that enjoys the human drama.
And if that doesn't work, he black bags you and puts you in the van.
Usually what happens is Mark kills the guy and then it's over with.
I get fed up, especially when there's a big speech, the big Bond speech where I've captured you, Mr. Bond, and I'm going to laser your testicles.
The monologue.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want to listen to the monologue. I know there's going to be an action sequence, so I'm just going to hit the skip button on the DVD.
That's right. But see, there is no B button in my game. See, you got to listen to the cutscenes.
I'm usually playing characters that have no problem killing off a guy. So
well, I know that Spicoli wouldn't. He was a drug addict. Drug addicts really have loose morals.
Yeah,
but. What about Flux or your dwarven character?
He took an ass whipping this week.
Flux is hanging out with Ivy. I think if he's
the good of that.
He's stuck
dynamic.
with her. I don't know. His morals can't be too strong.
He was in on the Rust monster, and he was all for just keep chasing it down till it dies.
Right,
but I don't know. I don't think he's got too many morals.
There's a certain thing that I kind of want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
Before I got hooked on Mass Effect, my go-to game for killing some time for a few hours was Star Wars Battlefront 2. That was for original Xbox.
Okay.
It came out around the time of the prequel movies. And basically, you don't have a character. It's just a shoot-'em-up game. But it keeps track of your game profile.
Okay.
Right? So you've got your save game, and you can play the game over and over and over again. As long as you're using the same profile, it keeps track of your stats. So after a while, if you've gotten some of the awards, you just get to keep the bonus that you end up with, right? So you make so many kills in one life with the rifle, eventually you get the upgrade rifle permanently.
Okay.
It also keeps track of your body count.
Nice.
And I had gone through probably 6 or 7 different save games, each one of those with a body count in the hundreds of thousands.
Jeez.
Okay.
Right. So just from one game, I've probably got a body count that rivals Pol Pot. You take all the games I've ever played, all the Call of Duties, all the Mass Effect, all the Dragon Age, my body count is ridiculous.
And rivals the Old Testament.
But the game also doesn't give you any other option.
Yeah, there's no mercy in that game.
BioWare, the RPG games, Dragon Age, and not so much Dragon Age, but definitely Mass Effect. Certainly Mass Effect 2 and 3. And you had it again in Knights of the Old Republic, the original console game, not the MMO that Sean plays. You've got your light side points and dark side points. What are the moral decisions that you've made? It may or may not have a great impact on how the game plays out, but you've kind of got to. I can't play the bad guy anymore. I can't do it. I hate to feel like a bastard when I play that game.
Well, but even when you're playing the light side character is still killing just as many people as the dark side character.
Not necessarily in Mass Effect though, because what happens there is as you play, if you start to drift more towards the light side, and you make better moral decisions, then the options for dark side drop away. And you are not, like they're actually grayed out on the screen. So, instead of having the option of shoot him in the face, that's blanked out and it says let him go or knock him out. Okay. You're only given those two choices.
I know with like Skyrim, for example, you could just be running down the road and run by a keep and some asshole starts shooting arrows at you. I'm not bothering you, pal. I don't know why you're shooting me, but now I got to go in that castle and I got to kill everybody that lives there. You know what I'm saying?
You've made a decision. You could just avoid that place for a while.
Yes,
that's true. No, that's absolutely true.
That's like a deer tracking you home and killing your entire family from shooting at it.
I dare him to try.
Wake up. You don't have your shotgun in bed now, do you? You get pawed in the forehead until you die.
I don't need a shotgun.
Actually, I do.
Actually, I do. Some bitch. I think we'll wrap it up there, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Marcus Pol Pot. Sorry. Can I say fucked up? I keep forgetting if we can say fuck anymore. I can't remember.
You said it 4 times, so
Follow us on Twitter.
We are at Gamers Table.
Like us on Facebook.
Listen to us on iTunes.
While you're there, write us a review.
You can also find us on Windows Marketplace.
Or on Stitcher.
got a comment or question about the show?
Visit our website, gamerstable.com.
You can comment right there on the episode page.